I don't think so. Steady on.
Not every lion's battle results in victory. When the hunter chooses the wrong opponent, all instincts become powerless. From ferocious kicks to cold-blooded encirclement tactics, each species has its own way of repelling the big cat. And after each retreat, the lion leaves behind not only defeat, but also a big question mark about the true limits of its strength in the wild. On the arid plains of Africa, the rhinoceros is one of the animals few dare challenge. Weighing over 5,000 pounds, with skin as thick as armor and a long, sharp horn capable of inflicting serious injury, it's not easily overpowered or quickly subdued. Each time it approaches, the predator has to reconsider. A male lion tries its luck. It silently approaches, looking for the rhinoceros's blind spot, a common tactic for closing in on other prey. But the rhinoceros isn't an easy prey. Sensing danger, it suddenly accelerates to nearly 30 miles per hour. The straight charge, carrying its immense weight and sharp horn, forces the lion to dodge in a split second. The attempt to leap onto its back quickly fails. The rhinoceros's back is too high. The force from its neck is too strong. No grip, no chance of inflicting injury. All initial calculations are forced to stop. The lion retreats. It's not because of weakness, but because the cost of the attack outweighs the potential benefits. Sometimes, the instinct for survival is to know when to stop. Hyenas live in close-knit packs, active day and night. A group can consist of up to 20 individuals, coordinating seamlessly through sound signals and behavior. They are not faster or stronger than lions, but hyenas are patient, agile, and never underestimate any enemy. On a dry afternoon, a young male lion wandered into the hyena pack's territory. It had no pride of its own, nor any allies. Initially, it growled softly, maintaining the initiative. But the hyenas didn't flee. They surrounded it in an arc, not immediately engaging in combat, but continuously testing its reaction. They didn't attack relentlessly, but created psychological pressure, approaching, then retreating, changing direction, and making loud noises. This forced the lion to constantly turn, without rest. With each passing minute, its stamina decreased, and its alertness faded. A slip while turning caused it to lose balance, and the hyenas immediately tightened their circle. Just when the tide had turned against them, an older lion appeared from afar. No need to charge, just to be present. The hyenas simultaneously spread out and retreated. The confrontation ended without major injuries, but left a lesson that was hard to forget. Sometimes, danger doesn't come from the force of the attack, but from steady, relentless wear and tear. Amidst the swamps and shallow rivers of Africa, the hippopotamus holds an unchallenged position. Weighing approximately 4,000 pounds, its mouth can open up to 150 degrees, with tusks over 30 centimeters long. It's not a slow animal, nor is it a weak target. Hippopotamuses are aggressive, highly territorial, and react relentlessly to intrusions. When a pride of lions wanders near a watering hole, they assess the opportunity. But just a few steps into the water's edge, a hippopotamus lunges out. There's no stalking or probing. The hippopotamus actively attacks. Underwater, the lion's coordination is neutralized. They lose speed. They lose their ability to encircle. A lion attempts to retreat to shore, but the hippopotamus pursues. Despite its weight, it can still reach speeds of nearly 19 miles per hour. With an estimated bite force of over 1,800 pounds per square inch, a single successful bite is enough to inflict serious injury. The entire pride of lions had to retreat completely. Against hippos, strength lies not in numbers, but in the clear line between control and recklessness. This time, the lions lost not because they were slow, but because they chose the wrong battlefield. African elephants are among the most massive and intelligent creatures on the continent. Weighing over 12,000 pounds, standing over 10 feet tall, and possessing long-term memory and the ability to communicate via infrasonic waves, they are symbols of both physical strength and intelligence. When faced with danger, the elephant herd quickly switches to a defensive strategy. The adults stand on the outer perimeter. The young are kept in the center. A pride of lions appears nearby. A male approaches, cautiously probing the reaction. But as soon as it crosses the invisible boundary, an adult elephant advances calmly but decisively. No roar, no collision, just one step, enough to bring the entire pride to a halt. Immediately afterward, a complete defensive formation is established. The larger individuals form a wall, protecting the young behind. The collective response was coherent, blocking access, maintaining a threatening posture, and being ready to charge if necessary. The elephant's strength lay not in individual actions, but in their unbreakable unity. The lions retreated, not because they were weak, but because they understood that the cost of confrontation outweighed the benefits. Against an opponent possessing both endurance and organization, retreat was a survival strategy. In the wild, few creatures possess the distinctive physique of the giraffe. Standing over 18 feet tall and weighing nearly 3,000 pounds, with legs over 6 feet long, each kick from it carries the force of a traffic crash. It's not an easy prey to approach. Its height provides an advantage in observation, but also serves as an effective natural defense. A pride of lions spotted a giraffe standing alone. They immediately organized themselves, silently approaching from both sides. But the giraffe didn't react slowly. Sensing danger, it moved swiftly and unexpectedly, keeping its head high to observe, and ready to deliver a kick if necessary. One lion attempted to approach from behind. Just as it got within range, a lightning-fast reflex kick from its hind leg struck. The hunting formation was thrown into disarray. The lion wasn't seriously injured, but enough to force a retreat. The success rate in attacking adult deer is only about 25%. With such counterattacks, even lions understand. One wrong move can ruin the entire strategy. In nature, not every prey is a target. Sometimes, boundaries must be respected. The Nile crocodile is one of Africa's oldest and most patient predators. Over 16 feet long and weighing over 1,000 pounds, they lurk beneath the murky water, ambushing in absolute silence. When the distance narrows to less than 10 feet, their leap from the water often leaves no chance for a reaction. The water's edge is a lion's weak point. There, visibility is limited, reaction speed is slower, and the ability to escape is reduced. Young or inexperienced individuals are most vulnerable. On a riverbank in Luangwa, a young lion approached the water's edge to drink. A crocodile was waiting. The water rippled only slightly before a precise bite engulfed the prey. The surrounding adult lions could only react in vain. Unlike lions, crocodiles don't fight for territory or assert dominance. They simply wait for mistakes and exploit them. In the wild, sometimes one wrong move is irreversible, especially when the opponent doesn't need to pounce but only needs a moment to win. During the dry season, the ground cracked and dust covered the leaves. An old lioness, about 15 years old, wandered alone in the parched valley. Age had diminished her reflexes and worn her stamina, but her instincts remained. When hungry and alone, every movement around her was either an opportunity or a threat. Ahead was a pack of African wild dogs. They didn't attack immediately. Instead, they dispersed, forming a wide circle. Each individual moved incessantly, making sounds and constantly changing positions. The goal wasn't to charge, but to exert pressure. The lioness growled softly, trying to remain calm. But a young wild dog strayed. In an instant, the lioness counterattacked with a precise pounce. The prey was caught in her claws. But that victory didn't last. The entire pack of dogs turned around, simultaneously causing a disturbance from multiple directions. None attacked directly, but all of them distracted the lioness. Each time the lion turned, another gap appeared. Finally, facing the risk of injury, it was forced to release its prey and retreat. In the world of wild dogs, victory doesn't require overwhelming strength, but rather coordination. discipline and a strategy of attrition. The lion didn't lose its fangs, but because its opponent knew how to exploit even the smallest mistake to regain the advantage. In the natural world, strength doesn't always guarantee victory. Lions may dominate, but they must also bow to insurmountable limits. From defensive strategies to perfect coordination, each species has its own way of protecting its survival. And sometimes, the defeat of the strong serves as a profound reminder of the harsh balance of the wild. In the wild world of Africa, hyenas always have two extremes: silently observing and suddenly acting when the opportunity arises. The moments when they confront other species always expose the fierce survival instinct they possess. Each encounter is a story of strength, strategy, and remarkable endurance. These are the most genuine moments of hyenas in the wild, where instinct speaks instead of words. On the quiet, dry grass, a small honey badger was foraging. It weighed only about 30 pounds, but its steps were sure and it did not seem nervous. Behind it, a single hyena approached, observing every move. Despite the obvious size difference, the honey badger was not an easy prey due to its thick skin and ability to turn quickly. When the hyena approached, the honey badger turned immediately. It gave a short, low growl, then charged straight at its opponent. Small circles helped it keep its distance and find a counterattack point. The hyena tried to close in, but the honey badger held its position and did not retreat. A pack of other hyenas appeared, forming a circle. In this situation, many smaller species would quickly weaken, but the honey badger was agile, turning to avoid the close attacks. Every time the hyena approached, it risked a counterattack. After several fruitless attempts, the hyenas eventually faltered and left. The story shows that some species survive by making predators consider the cost. The honey badger relies not on strength, but on persistence and a refusal to give up. On the African savanna, lions are often considered the dominant force. A single lion has powerful muscles, a fast pounce, and a bite force of about 650 pounds per square inch, enough to take down many larger animals. But without the support of his kin, that dominance is quickly challenged. From a distance, the distinctive laughter of hyenas rings out, signaling the arrival of an unusually large pack. More than 20, then nearly 30 hyenas come from many directions, quickly surrounding the errant male lion. Although they weigh about 570 pounds, nearly 5 times the weight of an adult hyena, the huge difference in numbers makes them bold. The hyenas do not charge all at once. Only a few individuals advance eagerly, performing the familiar tactic: constant pressure and bite to wear down the opponent. One gets too close, and the lion immediately counterattacks. The bite severely injured it. The others tried to rush in to rescue, but to no avail. The battle was still in the hyenas' favor. They tightened the siege, forcing the lion to fight back and find a way out. Just as its strength began to wane, another lion roared from afar, an ally in its alliance. Just one more of its kind was enough to make the hyenas falter and scatter. The confrontation ended with no clear winner, but left a clear memory. In the wild, numbers are advantageous, but the spirit of the lion's solidarity is a strength that makes even the most stubborn ones wary. In the dense foliage of Africa, the leopard is a master of stealth. Fast, silent, and agile, it often drags its prey up a tree to avoid being robbed. But things don't always go smoothly. Male leopard fighting two hyenas. In a rare moment, the leopard has just taken down an impala when two hyenas appear. Facing such a rapid approach, the leopard is forced to leave its prey and hide in the bushes to observe. When the hyena is busy eating, it sneaks up to take back the meat, but the hyena reacts immediately and charges forward to put pressure. With more than 70% of hyenas taking leopard kills in the wild, the leopard understands that the risk is too great and retreats. In another area, the leopard tries to keep its food from a lone female hyena. The hyena uses a cautious tactic, attacking from low, aiming for soft spots to put pressure. The leopard is dangerous at close range, so the hyena does not dare to approach directly, but waits for the right moment. After a few tense confrontations, the leopard finally chooses to leave to avoid unnecessary injury. These encounters show that, despite being agile and strong, the leopard often has to give way to the stubbornness and tenacity of the hyena, an opponent that always knows how to take advantage of any opening. On the African grasslands, buffaloes always stand out with their hundreds of kilograms of body weight, sharp curved horns, and extremely unified herd instinct. When gathered together, they form a living wall that few species dare to challenge. In one confrontation, more than 50 hyenas surrounded a large herd of buffaloes. But the buffaloes were not intimidated. They formed a group, stood close together, and used their horns to chase away any hyenas that came too close. Unable to separate any individual from the herd, the hyenas gradually lost patience and were forced to retreat. This time, victory belonged to the power of unity. In another area, a buffalo calf was caught by hyenas and was in a dangerous situation. But just a few seconds later, the mother appeared, rushed forward at high speed, and approached strongly. The hyenas were surprised by the fierce reaction and immediately retreated to avoid injury. The mother's bravery saved her calf at the decisive moment. On the vast grasslands, wildebeest are known for their endurance and solidarity, but when separated from their herd, they can still defend themselves with surprising ferocity. With their sturdy bodies and nearly 30-inch long horns, they are not easy targets. In one encounter, a lone hyena tried to approach a wildebeest that had escaped from the herd. But the wildebeest was undeterred. It lowered its head, charged with its horns twice in a row, forcing the hyena to dodge and run away. The moment showed that wildebeest, though usually prey, can still be a formidable opponent. On the next approach, the hyena targeted a newborn wildebeest calf, a weaker and slower target. However, the mother's reaction was almost instantaneous. She charged straight at the hyena, using her entire body to repel the danger. The hyena was surprised and quickly retreated without injuring the cub. On the open grasslands of Africa, the cheetah is a symbol of speed and grace. Its slender body gives it superior acceleration, but also makes it avoid fierce confrontations, especially with hyenas, which are known for their endurance and tenacity. In a tense moment, the mother cheetah has just killed a gazelle when the hyena appears. Normally, the cheetah would leave, but because the cub is right behind, its protective instinct makes it immediately rush straight at its opponent. The sudden approach forces the hyena to retreat, and the cheetah quickly takes the cub away from danger. Not long after, in another area, 2 cheetahs have just killed a prey when the hyena arrives. Although they try to keep their food, their slender physiques make it difficult for them to resist for long. The hyenas easily took the kill, but soon the male lions appeared, forcing the hyenas to abandon the remaining kill. On a wide, open plain, an adult zebra grazes. It stands nearly 5 feet tall at the shoulder, weighs over 700 pounds, and has strong muscles and powerful legs that help it maintain a steady pace. Its steady breathing and alert stance show that it is accustomed to dealing with many dangers. A hyena at the far edge of the plain watches the zebra, looking for a weak spot on its large, powerful body. As the hyena accelerates, the zebra turns and uses its hind legs to create space, forcing its opponent to change direction of approach. The zebra constantly changes its pace, making any close approach by the hyena ineffective. A few other hyenas join the group, creating a short encirclement. However, the zebra keeps its balance and changes direction frequently, making its approach ineffective. Each hyena weighs the risk of serious injury from its legs. In the African wild dogs are known for their excellent coordination, high speed, and rare perseverance. A small group can hunt antelopes very effectively, and sometimes they are bold enough to steal food from larger animals. After the leopard leaves, the pack of wild dogs has just won the food, when 2 hyenas immediately appear and approach. One blocks the way, the other fights for the food, while the hyenas that come later compete with each other. The wild dogs try to approach but cannot overcome the strength of the hyena's jaws. In just a moment, the food disappears, and they are forced to leave. On the next approach, a lone hyena is surrounded again. Previously, it dared to approach the wild dog's food, and now they respond with a familiar tactic: multi-pronged attack, taking turns approaching. Although the hyenas fought back strongly, the dog's coordination gradually pushed them back. These encounters show that although each species has its own advantages, the final result often belongs to the one who knows how to take advantage of the best timing and coordination. From these dramatic encounters, hyenas emerge as a symbol of endurance and strong adaptability in the wild. Each confrontation shows that no power is absolute. It all depends on timing and survival instinct. These moments truly reflect the harsh cycle of nature, where the most persistent can survive. And behind each scene is a story of survival that only the wild can fully tell.